So yeah, there's been like obviously a big shift on like movie going experience because of, you know, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon have popped up. So that's really impacted like the theater's revenue. So, you know, they really bank on like the summer hits. So like Black Widow that's coming up, the Fast and Furious movie, you know, so on and so forth. Well, they don't have that revenue now. So they're AMC filed for bankruptcy. And they doesn't look like they're going to go away because they're waiting for a bidder, which might end up being Amazon. So that could be some crazy shit that happens right there. Yeah. But then also on top of it too, so Universal put out Trolls 2 and they put it straight to VOD. So that kind of fucks movie theaters because now the whole theory is like, well, are we going to, you know, release it on VOD and then also put it in the movie theaters at the same time? And really that could really impact the sales because if you get like, you know, after everything, the stay-at-home stuff is like done or whatever, then I mean, really, you can just get 4 people to throw in $5, and that's cheaper than going to the theaters. Mm-hmm. So AMC made an unprecedented move by saying we are banning Universal from the theaters. They're
Which
not
is crazy.
Yeah, they're just like a major studio like that. They're like, nope, we're not letting this happen. You know, when we get rolling, your guys aren't going to be in there. So, like, the Fast and Furious movie is not going to be seen on there. It's going to be a VOD thing. Yeah. I'm sure everything's going to get worked out, but there's going to be some repercussions that come in from that.
Isn't Transformers Universal too?
Yeah. Yep.
Oof.
So, like, and then, like, the Dark Universe stuff that they had going on, they were trying to build up a whole, like, franchise type thing like that too, which not going to happen if it doesn't go into the AMCs because AMC is the Walmart of
right.
They have the most, and that's why it's such a big thing. If that goes away, the money that would normally go into like these big studio productions is going to go away too. Like,
right.
You're going to see such a cutback in like what happens, and you're going to see more like indie flicks, which not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but for like the big blockbuster stuff,
they're not going to make them for like a mom and pop joint in the middle of nowhere with 2 screens.
Exactly. So, you know, is the state of the movie theaters in trouble? Well, 200 theaters just got opened up, so they're getting it back going. But there was another bankruptcy for another movie theater, the Alamo Draft House Theaters, which I guess is pretty big in the South. I'm not that familiar with it, but I guess down in the Southwest it's pretty big. So
yeah, I was supposed to say I haven't heard of it.
Movie theaters are struggling right now, and I mean production companies are struggling, and like the different things that's going to happen with just production style, the way that they're going to have to make all these changes because of COVID, and to make sure they shut down like all these different safety procedures. Like, I mean, like a couple groups where they like talk to like where I actually talk to people that are actually in the movie industry that work for like, you know, like the Avengers or like the, you know, whatever, like big budgets, like their grips, their PAs or whatever, and they're just like, yeah, they're already starting to get like the OSHA certifications for like the COVID epidemic. So
wow,
it's gonna be weird. And if Amazon takes over the movie theaters, that's just another cog in their machine. I'm not the biggest Amazon fan, even though I do use it.
Yeah, I agree.
Jeff Bezos.
I don't think that we, like, as far as the repercussions go, I don't think that we're gonna see them until things start to slowly get, like, it's starting to get there now, like to get back to normal a little bit, but I don't think that we'll really see it for maybe another few weeks until all the Karens kind of start getting out and letting everybody know how they feel. Like, there's too many people. Like, what if I die? Kind of thing. Like, that was a very real possibility before. Like, you could have caught anything. Someone could have just randomly walked up to you and stabbed you.
Which, I mean, you look at like the Batman, The Dark Knight Rises. I mean, there's been a bunch of other movie shows and stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing is, well, Karen's already out right now because if you can see all the protests, and I'm not trying to go too political on this, but they're screaming for their haircuts back. So they're, you know, already out there doing stuff. But the shape of things to come is going to be so different where, you know, we don't have a vaccine yet. We're still going to try and do social distancing stuff because insurance reasons are going to be out there too. Like just for every businesses where they're like, you follow these rules or we're not going to cover you.
Right.
You know? And that's not just because of like, it's not like, I'm not just speaking of just COVID, related things, but if you're not following those rules for COVID, someone breaks their ankle in your movie theater and you lost your insurance because COVID and stuff, you're paying for that out of pocket.
Yep.
Right. And that's like, we both work, or at least you work in a factory too, right?
No, I work at a bank.
Oh, well, I work in a factory. So, anyways, there's like, we have like pathways and like you walk this way, if the stop sign is going, don't go this way. It's like, well, I can see a forklift coming. Why does that got to be there? Because it only takes one person to get hit by a goddamn forklift.
Yeah. Exactly.
Basically ruin it for everybody.
Yep.
But it's the same. It's going to be the same way as far as insurance goes with COVID.
Yep.
So it only takes one person to die from it, or even just get it, and then everybody will be like, "Your system's not working. We got to figure it all out. We're closed."
And that's going to be the big thing with OSHA certification for movies and stuff, where it's like you're working in tight knit stuff. Where like if you're with a film crew where there's like 5 people and you're stuck in a small room, I mean, what else are you going to do? You got to get the shot. You're not going to.
Yeah.
Or is it you're not going to have those type of things? They're going to have to be more creative in how they get the shots. Are those going to be allowed? I mean, everything's like on a trial basis, but the big thing is, so there's a lot of people on the sides of, there's a lot of directors or a lot of people are like, stuff shouldn't go to Netflix and Amazon or whatever first. They're like, that's hurting the movie industry and they should go to theaters. I love the theater experience. I go to
it's unmatched. It's still unmatched.
Yeah, it's absolutely one of my favorite things to do. And that's honestly the biggest thing that I'm missing right now is going to movies. I would just go watch dumb movies. Obviously, I do a podcast about terrible movies, so everything is free for game. But I would just go to dumb movies that I thought looked kind of interesting because that was just fun for me. But, that's gone. But, with all the rules and regulations are going to happen, like we don't know what's going to change. It's going to take a while for everything to get going. There's already a slate of things that have been made that we're waiting for things to come out, but there's going to be like a huge gap of content coming up, like after everything is going. So, but anyway, so I keep rambling and jumping from thing to thing, but sorry. But I also think that going from like Netflix and Amazon, I also think that's really important too, because that's the new way to get the indie movies out there.
Yeah.
That's where you're getting to see like a lot more creative ideas because the big studios can't do it because this is what the mainstream people want. They want the Avengers, they want Star Wars, they want Fast and Furious, they want
on the biggest screen possible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's awesome. I love that shit. I'm not.
I agree.
I would love that shit. But indie movies, you get to see a lot more like artistic views and different things like that, where, that's why like an Amazon or Netflix exists. So more creative people, more diverse people can be more involved instead of we're going to hire James Cameron to do the next 8 movies.
Yep.
Right.
Which I mean,
or
without
Scorsese to do The Irishman.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, without those, I wouldn't have been able to see Jojo Rabbit or Parasite,
right?
Because those were not playing anywhere near me.
Yep.
So, yeah,
and that's the thing for like those type of movies. Like I tell my friends all the time, where I'm like, the Lindo Theater, that's our theater here. They actually do a pretty good job for at least they'll put something in for a week. You just got to be paying attention when it comes in because it's like if you want, like a lot of my friends are more like they like blockbuster stuff too, but they like more of the indie stuff. And I'm like, well, Lindo never plays it. It's like, because you don't go to it. If you want to see something, you have to spend money to go see it. Like, granted, one ticket is not going to make the biggest deal in the world, but if you can get like a group of people to go there and show that the numbers are what's going to get big studios to make movies like Jojo Rabbit, Parasite, all these different things Uncut Gems, The Lighthouse, like all these great movies that came out last year that I don't know if they come out a couple years ago because of Amazon or Netflix, or don't get as much hype as what they normally would.
A24, baby.
A24 is on top of it. That's like one of my favorite places right now.
Oh, yeah. I've been preaching that shit for years, man.
Nope.
Yeah, we did a top 5 A24 movie thing.
Nice.
Moonlight. It's the best, dude. It's like it's not close.
It's a good flick.
It's so good. Yeah, it's scary junk, man. I think we talked about it last time you were on as far as you said one of your favorites from last year was 1917.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. That movie is different in theaters, man. Like,
I could tell.
Like if you watch it, I mean, it's still a good movie. Like if you watch it on, just your standard TV or even like a 50 to like 60 inch, 70, whatever. It's different when the whole like the subwoofers start going in that theater. And all that, and it's just the way it's shot too is so much more immersive when you're in the theater because there's nothing else except for this giant ass screen and then these two guys that you're walking around with.
Yep.
There's like Mad Max. I didn't get to see Mad Max, and that's probably, as far as movies go, one of my bigger regrets. The latest one. It
was freaking beautiful, man. It's so, and I love it, man. Like, I really do. I mean, I went to school for this kind of stuff. I mean, granted, I didn't go too far with it, but just the concepts of what's like happening with like all the different like scenes, the dimensions, like when like Quentin Tarantino movies have their own. Quentin Tarantino is almost his own franchise, and like the soundtrack and like the movies and like movies like Baby Driver, movies that Edgar Wright's done, where they really they use the theater to their advantage. We're going to be doing Godzilla King of the Monsters coming up, and I love that movie in theater. I was like, this is fucking amazing. This is so good. And I watched it for the first time on DVD or on Hulu, and I was like, it's still really good.
Different.
Movie. But it's
I saw the first one, first Godzilla in theaters, man.
Yep.
And you know what's coming. Like, you know, they just keep dangling it in front of you, man. You know the fight's coming. And then when it does, dude, like, I mean, I went pretty early on, and they're like just reactions. Like, it's so much fun.
Yep.
Like, breathing down the thing's face, man. It's so cool.
Badass. I think to that point, too, like, one of my favorites that I've seen was I went and saw Interstellar, and we got late, and we were actually in the very first row, and it was looking up when the space shuttle was actually flying off, and it starts, like, my seat starts rattling, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to space right now. Like, it was one of the coolest things ever because of, like, the angle I'm sitting at, watching this giant thing and looking at the sky, and it was awesome. So yeah, going to
another one like from like that kind of same perspective is I remember we went to see the third Matrix, which it's not my favorite. The first one's one of my favorite movies ever, but man, when like the fight, like the action starts popping off, like the CGI is like, I'll argue that it doesn't never ages that well, but
at that time, you're just like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, when it came out, I'm sitting there like you when, you know, I'm like sitting back in this chair and there's just all these damn robots flying down and I'm like, holy shit.
Right. Yeah.
It's just such a good experience, man.
Right.
And knowing that, like, you can't get up because you could miss something. And, like, that's kind of like the risk, man. There's something really romantic about it. And it's just different than being able to hit pause and I guess I better take the dog out real quick. Like, it's just...
It's you and the screen. Like, you're not... Like, I'm more likely going to be on my phone, even if it's a movie I haven't seen before, like, and I want to pay attention to. I'm going to be more likely if I'm at home. Yeah. Because I'll get texts and all that stuff. But if I'm in a movie theater, my phone is away. It's turned off silent. It's turned off.
It's movie time.
Yeah. I was like,
this is just different.
Yeah. Yep. Like, I mean, I'm in the same sense where I just go see movies by myself. Like, I don't fucking care. Like,
I have. If I miss... I'm a very, as far as movies go, I always try and say that I'm not like the biggest fan of this or that. And then I have a cardboard cutout of a stormtrooper. And I mean, it's whatever.
Go see Avengers opening.
I'll go see, yeah. Like, man, I'm so over superhero movies.
And then I'm going to text like, bro, this is amazing.
I didn't even know it was out on a Thursday. What?
Wednesday morning.
Well, you can probably attest to that. Like, we already kind of talked about the romantic part of it, but like the atmosphere is different too. Yes. Like, imagine just going and watching like a sports game, you know, at home is nice, but going to like see something like that live is such a different experience.
Crazy.
Oh, for sure.
Whereas if you go to see a certain movie of that caliber, like the summer blockbusters, like you said, with all of those, like all of the fans of it.
Yep.
It's so different than going on.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
It's so different than going on like a matinee during the week with like people that are like, you know, just the older crowd, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with those kind of fans, but like the people that are dressed up and shit and like about it, it's just such a great feel. And like the clapping, some people hate that shit. I love it. Like,
I do too. When so Avengers Endgame, that movie came out, I saw the opening night, I saw that the second showing, and it was like
I win. That's the nearest example. So that's probably what you're referring to.
I had to wait like 4 days. So
I gotcha. But still, even because like that was such a like a movie, like a movement, experience. That's where I was looking for. Thank you.
Yeah.
So like we're sitting there watching it, and people are cheering, people are like clapping, people are going nuts. Because I am of the person where I'm like, oh shit, like I am a very annoying person to go see a movie or watch a show with, because I am talking where I'm like, oh fuck, don't go in there, like that kind of stuff. And like when I mean, then game's been out for forever, so we're just whatever. So when
everyone's seen it,
when Captain America gets Mjolnir,
everyone was shitting.
Yeah, the whole theater just screams, like, oh my god! When Captain America says Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
Everybody got freaked out. Yeah, everyone freaked out. And then when Tony Stark, makes the ultimate sacrifice, there was a fucking dry eye in the movie theater.
No, man.
Dude, you could feel that, just like the
air
the stuff the theater sucked out of there, and everyone's like, I'm not crying, you're crying.
And you don't get that, man. Like, I've even been to Harry Potter premieres. Like, that shit is sweet, bro. Like, it's so
everyone
much.
Dressed up.
We have a good sized theater here, but it's not like the biggest, but it's big enough. We have like 16 screens, which is a pretty good size.
Yeah.
And like our premieres are like dope. Like, it's just so much fun to go. Like, I think unfortunately, I went and saw the with the last Airbender. Like, that was tough, man. Like, everybody had like arrows pointed on their head, and then we get ready to leave, and everybody's like, man, what the fuck? What was that? I gotta get up for work. It's 3 in the damn morning. I got this arrow painted on my head. Not worth.
We're talking about that movie experience, and one of my favorite movie experience stories from the theaters, Kyle, is yours about The Witch when you went to go see that one.
It's so good. So, like I said, I've been an advocate for A24 movies for a long while. I think the one that really got me into it was Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, great movie.
And I saw that one, and then I saw another, I think it might have been Locke with Tom Hardy.
Another great movie.
And that's when they kind of started that's when they kind of started getting the ball rolling. And they started kind of putting them out into theaters, and they were starting to get a little bit of traction. And I was like, I don't know what this movie is, but I like the last two, and they're probably going to be weird as shit, so I'm going to check it out.
Right.
And it blew my expectations out the water. Like, it was so good. The Witch is fire if you guys haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's a great movie. No, I didn't. I really wish I saw that in theaters. That did not come around.
It's different, man. The end is just great. So like, just like you can't keep your mouth closed. So you're just like,
yep. Mm-hmm.
And like it cuts to credits, and I will never forget like till the day I die. Like it probably is like you said one of the best like experiences, and it was like a matinee because it was an A24 movie. I mean,
right.
So it was like an older crowd, me and my brothers, and it cuts to the credits, and the guy in front of us turns to his wife. I'm assuming it's his wife. Maybe it's his mistress, whatever. He turns to her and goes, yeah, sorry to expose you, bud. He turns to her and he goes, what the fuck? And I was like, that was that movie. Yes. Like, you don't get that alone. Like, you don't get the satisfaction of, that's exactly what you want, and that's exactly how you felt the first time you watched like Enemy or you know, or this. Like it's so much fun. It's just the best, man. I hope that even if Amazon does buy A24, don't ever do that.
No, yeah.
Leave that thing over there and let it keep being as good as it is.
Exactly, please, guys.
If Amazon ever buys AMC, I just am hopeful that it stays like what it is because I enjoy the experience so much, and I have so many good memories of even being a kid and going and buying 2 tickets and sneaking 8 kids into the theater. Like one kid will go hold the exit door open, and all of us little shitheads will run in through the back. Like there's just so many good memories of the movie theater for me that if it ever goes away, like it's gonna really suck.
Yeah, and that's going to just kill everything, and that's going to kill creativity. There's going to be less stuff that's going to come out. Like A24 will probably not be as like dominant with the productions that they're going to be able to put out.
Yeah.
But